we're joined by a great guest, Alina Habba, who is a senior advisor to the Trump campaign. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how would you assess the campaign and the convention thus far? Obviously, you're going to put a positive spin, but I was impressed last night at the outreach to expand the party, having the model on stage, having the
Teamsters.
Latino woman. Yes, in the Teamsters. How would you assess things going thus far?
I actually find it incredibly exciting. This is my first RNC, and I can say that I just think the diversity, I think, is what you're pointing out. And the diversity of the individuals that are speaking in support of President Trump speak a lot about where our nation is today and how we are going to unite and get behind him. So I'm excited. I think that Amber did a beautiful job. I think the gentleman from the Teamsters, the union, was very epic, and on and on and on, frankly. And I was captivated the entire night, truly captivated. And I'm looking forward to tonight as well, so we'll see.
It was captivating, as you just said, last night. So what do you make of what happened over the weekend? There are calls that the head of the Secret Service should be fired. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that entire awful ordeal?
I think that having somebody who was the head of Pepsi be the head of the Secret Service is concerning for me. I think their ideals and their skewed perspective, I hope, would never permeate the safety of a president, any president. I have concerns about what happened. I think a lot of Americans, frankly, do. The amount of time, the fact that people were screaming that there was a sniper. I can say that's very different, though, and I want to make this distinction than the Secret Service team that is part of the Donald Trump detail, the DTD team. And they are people I know and love, and they fight the fight. They're with him all the time. They support us and him. But I can tell you that whatever happened that day, something went terribly wrong, and we have to have a very transparent investigation of that and make sure that people are held accountable.
What's interesting, you're a woman, I'm a man of color, and I think that we agree that this DEI thing just doesn't work.
It's enough already.
It's enough already, and that's coming from a woman and from an African-American man.
Yeah.
There are reports that the First Lady Jill Biden is the one that pushed for the hiring of the Secret Service director.
Yeah.
What do you make of all this?
Yeah, that's not surprising. If you look at Jill Biden and what she's doing to her husband, she's a disgrace, in my opinion. She should be ashamed of herself. I think that, the fact that she came out with a cover of a magazine after her husband completely got demolished in a debate, couldn't walk. He's clearly ill. I think she's a disgrace, and I think that she should be in no position. And frankly, last time I checked, the American people did not vote her into a position to have any say about who is in place for the Secret Service, let alone what lunch should be served in the White House. And it's disturbing to me. And frankly, I think that also needs to be looked at. We need to see who's actually running the show over there in the Oval Office, because I'm pretty sure it's not Joe Biden.
One last question, but folks, we're about to go to your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. Assess the campaign for me. One, do you believe that it will be Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket? Do you think that Biden will finish this race as he says? If it's Kamala Harris, it's a complete joke. If it's Biden, it's still over. Trump is headed back to the White House. I'm not making that statement as a partisan. It's objective. All you have to do is look at the handwriting on the wall. How do you assess the race?
I think that Joe Biden has a tremendous amount of people he owes, it sounds like, money to. It sounds like his son is in the Oval pushing him to stay for obvious selfish reasons. And I think that this narcissistic behavior is putting America last, and it's a problem. I don't care if it's Kamala. I don't care if it's Joe. I know that we're going to win strong in November. That's very clear. Look at the polls, not what I'm saying as somebody who's part of the campaign now. I think that no matter what, they've done America a disservice, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of Democrats flip, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of people that normally would not be public, a lot of public figures come out in support of President Trump. The rhetoric that they've done, that they say that we've done, is only in response to the hatred that they've spewed in America, and our country never used to be like that. So I frankly don't care who they put. The damage that they've done speaks for itself, and at the end of the day, the American people will vote in November. They've got to get out and vote, and we can fix this country under Trump. I know that.
Alina Habba, senior advisor for President Trump, the Trump campaign. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.